And would you pray with me? Oh God, may the words of my mouth and the meditations of all of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, you who are our strength and our Redeemer. Amen. That feels a little loud to me, a little hot. Could we lower that just a tad? Thank you. The thing that these two passages have in common is the theme of this day in the many Christian church traditions. This is Trinity Sunday, a time when we focus on, appreciate, and give thanks for how God presents God's self to us. It isn't just that we perceive God as three. It is clear that our experience of God is in at least three different ways. And all of them promise to us that they will be with us always. That in every circumstance, God is with us, providing for us what it is that we need. How amazing and wonderful it is that God is a bit different than us. God created all, and in the midst of that creation set us to live in community, in large part because God lived in community. Those three parts were a wonderful blend that made one. And so even from the beginning, when there was creation, it was God's breath, the Spirit that moved over the planet. When light came to be, the Word was spoken, the Word that became flesh and lived among us. God always was, and always will be, and always will be with us, Emmanuel. But I would say also that God is with us in all ways. One of the difficult parts of being a pastor is that there are expectations that people have of you. And there is an expectation that you're going to be good at all the things that they're expecting of you. And so you fail a lot because no one is good at everything. And you also have to talk about those expectations and what you can do and what you can't do. Because pastors, ministers, all of us are not God. But God is God. And so, when we need whatever we need, God can provide it for us. Because God is bigger than us. When we're hurting and alone, God comes to comfort and help us know that we're not alone. When we're worried, God can calm those fears. When we need strength, the Spirit comes into us and strengthens us. Think about The disciples that we heard about last week, who were lonely and afraid, uncertain of what they could do. And the Spirit came into them, and they did things that they had no idea they could do. They spoke to all of the people gathered in their own tongues. They spoke words of wisdom, of prophecy, of power. Peter, who had been in denial, 3 times in denial about his relationship with Jesus, the Son of God, on the night of his betrayal, later went on to become unflinching in his presentation of the gospel, in his living out of that loving God and loving others, in his final walk to his execution. He would never again deny Christ because the Spirit was strengthening him from within. When Pam was all alone, and we were surrounding her with prayers from all over this area and all over the nation, when we were lifting her in prayer, asking God to be with her, we didn't know what she needed. The doctors didn't even know exactly what she needed. They did their best. But God did. And God strengthened and healed her. We serve a God who is uniquely positioned to be exactly what we need, even if what we need is someone to scold us a little bit, to tell us, you can do better than this. You can love better. And to give us big things to reach for, like loving our enemies and praying for those who persecute us, giving us a vision of community that is bigger than anything that we can imagine. Our God is bigger than we can imagine. And every time we try to put God in a box, God breaks out of it. And that's a wonderful thing, because whatever we need, wherever we are, God can be present, providing for us exactly what we need in that moment. God will be with us always. But God will also, and is also, with us in all ways. Amen. Would you pray with me? Amazing God, we thank you. We don't understand you, but we've experienced you, and that's why we're here. You have touched our lives with love and with power, with healing and with hope, with a vision. And we've been transformed by that. You forgave us and sacrificed to make that forgiveness real. Help us to share the gospel with all people in such a way that they see how big you are, how loving you are, and how you will not